All right, gang. It is the stockpickprofits.com market update. Let me check the dates. January 16th, 2019. How'd you guys do today? It was kind of an interesting market day today. A little rally, a lot of movement in the market, right? A lot of up and down and stuff. So, look, first of all, I want to just kind of start the show, of course, with a disclaimer. Past performance is no indicator of future performance. We're not registered investment advisors. Nothing in this show is an offer to buy or sell any security. Always consult a professional before making any investment decisions, and read the disclaimer. We put it right in the description. And always read the disclaimer. We just moved over here from our investing lovers page on Facebook. We started doing YouTube. And one thing that people from Facebook know is we always talk about read the disclaimers. There's a lot of important information in there. Now, you'll find that any stock we talk about, we're in it. So that's full disclosure right there. We don't talk about stocks we're not trading. So now that's out of the way, I just wanted to tell you guys that, first of all, don't forget, subscribe to the channel. That way you'll get alerted when we go live and you can tune into the show. This week we're kind of getting acclimated and getting used to YouTube and stuff like that. It's a lot different of a story show than you do on Facebook. And so this week, you guys post your comments and stuff, and myself and the team will go look at the comments afterwards, and we'll reply at the next show. Just for this week, okay? And then by the time we launch Monday, we'll be all acclimated. We'll have some bells and whistles that you guys are used to, the cryons and all that. Let's get into the market, right? With an interesting day today. Very interesting day. So the Dow had a good day. The Dow ended up about 141 points, little over 0.5%, which is a nice rally. And it made sense, right? Your big earnings today were Dow stocks. Your S&P 500 ended up about 5 points, about 0.25%, and the NASDAQ about 10 points, or just a very small tick up. The Russell continues to move up. The conundrum of the day, or the little counterintuitive trade there, was the VIX was up about 2%. Interesting, right? In a nice green day, we had a nice green VIX. Is that silent fear building into the market? There could be a lot of things on today, Thursday, right? Or Wednesday. When you think about it, we're going into Thursday, right? We're in this really nice recovery rally. Everybody's kind of cautious still because there could still be a retest of that bottom. Whether that happens or not, we'll play along as it goes. But, they're probably going into the weekend. It's a 3-day weekend. All you traders out there, don't forget Martin Luther King Day on Monday. So there's no trading. So it might just be a lot of people are just starting to get ahead of it and unwinding a little bit and stuff like that. Friday is a witching day. We've got monthly weeklies expiring on Friday. So that'll get a little volatile and stuff, right? So we'll see how this plays out. But right now, things are all systems go. So we talked about it yesterday. We opened up that little Bank of America trade, right? Little day trade. So we cashed that in this morning for 278% overnight. Nice, huh? The Citigroup trade that we've been telling you about that we entered a few days ago, that one is up about 280% right now. So we're having a nice little run here, and it's starting to feel really good. Actually, that Citigroup trade's up about 247%. Excuse me. You're getting up into thin air. So really, how much does that little percentage mean? So look, the way we played this market, we've been talking about it, right? We identified the capitulation on Christmas Eve, and then we started taking some pokes, right? We hit Monster for 120%. We just hit Bank of America overnight for almost 300%, 278%. And we're sitting on this T trade, which is pushing 400%. Also, too, those options are now in the money. So we got good things to think about. So, hey, look, let's kind of make it a quick show today. I just wanted to go over the market review, kind of talk to you guys about what's going on with us on YouTube. The team is going to start posting, get the shows current on the Investing Lovers page. So don't worry about that, gang. You guys that are still over on the Facebook, and some people like Facebook, some people like YouTube, but YouTube is the best. So let's if you guys aren't on YouTube, you should be. On the news flow, man, it's just kind of a tame news day today, right? We had some good housing news. We had some good housing news. We had some good labor news, right? The labor market's still tightening up. Wages grew a little bit, just a little tick, but they grew, and that's nice and positive. So again, that's what we were talking about, part of the thesis, right? We started talking about the beginning of December. The economic reports are not matching what's coming out of the mouth of these experts on CNBC and stuff, right? And Al Arian made a good point a couple weeks ago when he said, is the market talking itself into a recession? Well, I think the market has realized that it was. Now, there's a lot of things going on, right? We got a government shutdown, which seems to be going on forever. There's another caravan building up south of Mexico in the Central American states. And there's the whole anti-Trump thing. One thing that happened today that pertains to the market is Maxine Waters came out and she made another declaration that she's coming after the banks. Good luck with that, Maxine. You've been at that for a while. Also, too, you decided to put your committee is all rookies. Good luck with that. Let's see here. If there's any other news here we want to talk about. Really, other than that, it's just the back and forth between the Dems and the Repubs. You know what I mean? We hate Trump, we love Trump, all that stuff. And that doesn't really pertain to anything. Now, the Brexit, we were talking about this in the group today. And what we were talking about was, remember how when the Brexit happened, now we did really well in the Brexit. If you guys have ever seen our ads and stuff, we talk about that day. Everybody was betting that they were going to stay. We bet that they were going to go. And guess what? The market sold off and we made a ton of money. Now, when you take that into perspective, if you look at what's happening with the Brexit now, so now Theresa May's plan has been just destroyed, right? I mean, it was voted down in epic fashions, the most lopsided vote ever in the history of their little political system in Britain. So that's a signal. That's a signal that either the government just doesn't want it and they don't care what the people think and they're just going to fight it until they finally get their way. Or maybe the people had a change of heart. Well, the way we're reading the tea leaves is that the people weren't voting so much. And we said this at the time on our live show. What we said was people aren't going to vote again for the Brexit because they want to leave the European Union. They're going to vote for the Brexit because they view it as a way to take a shot at the government. Okay. There's a lot of unrest with that government in Britain. And, you think Trump's got it rough. Theresa May is pretty much under that same gun. The only difference is she's liberal, so she gets a little bit of the benefit of the doubt in the press and stuff. But other than that, she's in the same boat. Now, look, what happens here if they want to push it so that the people re-vote on this referendum? So what happens if they do? Well, chances are the people are going to say, hey, we made our point, let's stay in the European Union. And then you got the reverse trade there, right? So we'll kind of keep an eye on that. But we think that the Brexit thing will actually play in the market's favor at some point. The government shutdown, it's getting a little long on tooth now. It could get a little bit in the way, but we'll see. I don't know if the news reports are more dramatic and more tear-filled than what the reality of the situation is. We did have Nancy Pelosi come out and demand that Trump not have his State of the Union. So there's the back and forth about that. Okay. We'll see how that plays out. You know what I mean? I don't even know how much that has to do with anything. So look, gang, let's kind of call it a show. Okay. It was a fun day today. It was a great day. We started the day off with a 278% win overnight. We're sitting on our Citigroup, which went into the money today and push towards that 300% profit. We've been in that for about 4 days. It's a lively market. It's a tradable market. You want to stay ahead of the trade. So that means you buy into the softness and you sell into the strength. That's why we didn't mess around with Bank of America today. Now, tomorrow earnings get really exciting because we get a FANG stock. We got our first FANG. We got Netflix coming out. And that's pretty exciting. We were looking for a play on that today, but we just didn't see anything we liked. So we'll step back from that and maybe we'll reanalyze it tomorrow. Morgan Stanley opens up the day with their earnings report. That's the last year of big banks. The rest of the banks will be regional banks like your Huntington Bank shares and stuff like that. Other than that, It looks like a tame earnings day. Now, Friday will be a tame earnings day too. You don't really have any big names, and it's a Friday. Monday too, the market's closed. So you should be having one of the things we talk about is having a plan. And that includes even a plan going into the weekend. We have a plan. It's Wednesday today. We know from Thursday to Friday, the volume is going to slowly taper out of the market as we roll towards Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and the 3-day weekend. So that's why another reason we didn't open any new trades today. Maybe we get a little bit better pricing over the next couple of days. Maybe we see some resolution in this government shutdown and stuff. Ignore the rhetoric. Okay, we always say that. Ignore the rhetoric. You know what I mean? Oh, Ocasio-Cortez is going after the banks with Maxine Waters. You know what I mean? Trump and Pelosi are fighting, and this and that. Caravans are developing and stuff. Just kind of sit back and just kind of don't let it influence your trading. We're only concerned with what affects the market. Okay. And a lot of this social sentiment doesn't. So let me just do a scroll through the news real quick in case anything's flashing here before we sign off for the day. Look, gang, it was a great day today, and I think we'll have a nice day tomorrow too, but we don't know. We'll see how it is, and that's how we're playing it. Now, we're still in those plays that we had opened up before that huge market sell-off, and they're pretty damaged, but like Walmart and stuff are getting closer. But what we've been doing is an old trick in the books, right? If you're stuck in these options and they devalue too quick and you can't get out and they're sitting on worthless options, well, you might as well wait and see if you get a chance to recoup some money. But in the meantime, if you run your program properly, and I'm not going to go into details on this, but you should know what you're going to buy on each position, and it should be consistent percentages because they're relatives, not dollars. Percentage are always relative. A percentage will work on a small portfolio the same way it'll work on a big portfolio. But it's like I always tell people with a lot of these marketing emails. Sometimes you see these marketing emails where they say, I just made $10,000 on this play. Well, I want to know how much you played, right? You might have played $9,995 and only made $5, but you made $10,000, right? So always keep it in percentages, right? If a 10% gain on $100 is relative to a 10% gain on $1,000, right? So it's not the same, but it's if you want to keep it relative and the ratio is correct, that's the way to do it. So look, gang, let's call it an afternoon. It's a good show. It was a good market day. We're kind of looking at tomorrow. We'll keep an eye on futures. Futures are kind of getting back to normal a little bit for you overnight people that like to watch the markets overnight. They're getting back to a little bit back to normal. And normal is where they follow the sentiment of the current market that's open. Futures are a 24-hour market. So when Japan and Asia are open, it should be a little bit in sentiment of that. When Europe opens, it should go a little bit in sentiment of that, and then so on and so with the United States. And that's a little bit of a normal activity. So we want to see some normal back in the market, and we're starting to see it. So let's see tomorrow. Let's see tomorrow if we get a little bit more bump on this. It's going to be interesting to see how Netflix reports, right? Because we've had a lot of this talk about earnings reports and things like that. So, and earnings slowdowns and all that. Well, we know Netflix just had a nice little pop, and that's another reason we were kind of looking for a trade for it, but we weren't rushing to the trade because we know they report after the bell. We can always find something in the morning if we really want to. But we want to be careful because Netflix just announced this price increase and they had a big run up of it. We don't want to buy at the top. We don't want to be bag holders. So we'll be patient. Patience is your biggest asset in trading, okay? You see it too many times, people trading just to trade. I needed to make a trade today. No, you don't. You need to make a winning trade, okay? And that doesn't have to be today. If you got to wait a day to get a winning trade, it's better than having 2 losing trades and then hitting that winning trade, right? Okay, gang. So let's be patient. Let's be smart about this market. Let's read the tea leaves and let's kind of go out there and make a little bit of money. But like I said, what we've been doing is when you've got these broken down positions and you're hoping for a home run, you're hoping for a fighter's shot, a fighter's punch, right? That lucky punch, because really all is lost at this point, but there's still a little glimmer of hope. Well, in the meantime, you're making these other trades. So if you lost a wash on one option contract, and like I was telling the members, and you get 120% on Monster, well, guess what? If your trades were ratioed correctly, then you actually made 20% when you add the two trades together, right? So if you've got three losers that you're carrying from the big sell down, and you get a couple 200% gainers, guess what? You're up a nice amount. So remember, trading is never static. Okay, managing your portfolio is never static. Okay, it's always a different situation. It's always a different roadmap. So you always have to have a plan, and you have to be ready for everything. Having a plan, I'll close with this, includes having a contingency plan. What do I do if things go wrong? And this doesn't count. Okay, this doesn't count. All right, gang. So it was a great show. It was a great day today. All you traders out there, like I said, we're still carrying that Walmart, Home Depot. Snap was moving towards that strike, and guess what? The CFO quit. But here's a tip for you guys looking for good trade ideas. Snap, in that report, when they mentioned that the CFO is quitting, everybody fixated on that and pushed the stock down. Well, guess what? They also mentioned that they're going to be coming in at the top end of their earnings expectations. So I believe Snap reports the first or the second week of February. So you might want to put that on your radar, because if you get a nice little pricing on that, it looks like they've got an earnings beat already and they projected it to you. So there you go. Be smart, be patient, and have a plan. I just was smart. I was just patient, and I just made a plan. It's that simple. So don't go into trading naked, okay? Make sure you're smart about it. So let's call it a show. Thank you guys for joining us. As I said, as we roll into next week, we'll be back with the bells and whistles and stuff. But you guys feel free, absolutely, post your comments in there, okay? And we'll be absolutely sure to read those comments. Now, let's hold on a second. Okay, that's not working. And see, so we're getting acclimated here. I'm trying to do stuff that we were doing over on the other side. But look, we'll get our stuff together. The main thing is the information, okay, gang? And we just gave you that, and we gave you in a layman, easy to digest way. So you guys have a great time tonight. Rest up, get ready for the market, and we'll be back tomorrow after the market day. Again, Netflix after the bell, Morgan Stanley before the bell. That's Morgan Stanley's the last big bank, and Netflix kicks off the tech earnings. Okay, all right. I'll talk to you real soon, gang. I'll see you guys after the show, after the market tomorrow on the show. Okay, not after the show. We're feeling good, right? We just got that 278% overnight on Bank of America. We just came off that monster trade for 120%. We're sitting on a Citigroup trade that's up almost 300%. So we're liking it. We're liking it, man. We've definitely turned that December frown upside down, all right, into January sunshine. So you guys have a great afternoon. We'll see you guys tomorrow after the market, all right?